What is happening? I got a new camera. Lee here. Can I say the originally? Is that? I don't know. Anyway, Lee. I've been shooting. I've been shooting Pentax videos for a long time. Check out my channel. I've got tons and tons of Pentax videos. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell and do all that good stuff. Yeah, I bought a new camera. New old camera. This was the original thing that started me on Pentax. Just a little backstory. I used to shoot Canon, shot Canon for a number of years. I had first I had the T2i, T3i, 60D, 70D, 80D, 5D, 6D, tons of L series glass and all that goodness. I came into some financial trouble and I had to sell most of the gear or whatever, and after that I was like, hey, I've sold everything. You know, a couple months later I was fine financially, and I was like, I could start over here. Why don't I look at some of the other manufacturers? Even though I was happy with my Canon stuff, I was like, maybe I could, since I am starting fresh, let me check out some of these other manufacturers. I looked at Nikon and you know, Olympus and some of these other mirrorless things that were just starting up, and Sony and such. But I came across Pentax, and this was the first camera that I bought from Pentax, and it made me fall in love. Let me just talk about when I was doing that research of what I found about the Pentax system that made it actually stand out to me. First off, it just the low price of it for all the features it has in it. This camera has 100% viewfinder, so what you see in here is what you're going to get coming out of it. Weather sealed. It has shake reduction, which is image stabilization in the camera on the sensor. So like with the Canon, you had to buy a lens that had the image stabilization on it. The camera didn't have it, so they generally had two different ones, one with image stabilization and one without. The lens with image stabilization cost a lot more, but it's actually built in the camera. This one also has a solid metal chassis into it, and it's extremely lightweight. I researched that and found all that, and I was like, why is nobody talking about these Pentax cameras? They seem like they've got a huge amount of features, and the price is like lower than the Canon and Nikons. It's like $100 cheaper, and it's got a ton more in the camera. So yeah, and I even looked at some of the technical sites that looked at the dynamic range and the ISO performance, and the Pentax cameras were outperforming a lot of these other you know, cameras, and they're, like I said, the price was way down there. So I did a little bit more research, and I found out that, you know, well, I already knew that the K-1000 was a very popular film camera back in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. That's what basically everybody used. If you had went to school in a photography class, the teacher probably said you could get a K-1000. That was probably in his top three of cameras that you could get for a budget that really performed well. So since that camera was so popular, a lot of people has misconceptions about Pentax. People say there's not enough lenses out there, but I mean, you could go to B&H and say Pentax lenses, and there'll be a ton that pull up. But I'm just saying this is something that appealed to me because I was on a budget kind of then, and I kind of liked doing this anyway. Back in the 70s and 80s, you know, and early 90s, they made a ton of lenses. Since that K-1000 was so popular, all these third-party manufacturers made a ton of lenses for it because they would sell. So I'm just going to run down a few of lenses, old lenses that you could get for around $20. These are just the companies that made them, and there's tons more than this, but I'm just going to start. Of course, the Pentax brand, but then there's all Soligor, Focal, Quantaray, Star Blitz, CBC, 5-Star, Vivitar, Lentar, Metacon, Samyang, Rokinon, Albanar, Star D, Kiron, Tamron, Sigma, Takina, and then you have the department stores, Sears, JCPenney's, and Montgomery Ward would contract like Takina or Vivitar to make lenses for them, and they just slap their name on it. So there's like so many, and then each of these manufacturers probably made 10 or more lenses. So there's, if somebody had a database on there, there'd be thousands, or not thousands, but there'd be over 1,000, I'm pretty sure, of just different lenses with this Pentax K mount. A lot of the other camera manufacturers switched their mounting system, but Pentax did not. So you could go buy those old lenses for $20. They're all manual focus, but they're a blast to use on this system. And some of the other ones that have the same, like Nikon has the same mounting system, it doesn't work out as good as it does on this when you try them. This just works great. Okay, talked on about the past, but let's talk about this now. I bought this because I always wanted the blue one and I didn't have it. You can buy this right now for around $200 used, and it's a heck of a camera. This when I got it in the mail, I was like checking it out. I was like, this isn't a lot different than my K-70. I thought there was difference in it, but when I actually bought this and got it in my hands way back when, there was just some stuff that comparing it to the Canon was just the menu system. I thought the Canon menu system was good, but it's just laid out well, and it's pretty much exactly the same as the K-70. They like just nailed that, so they've continued to have the same menu system, and I think everybody likes it. I know I love it. I thought like I said, the Canon system or menu system was pretty good, but Pentax is better, and they've got more features packed in there as well. And also, I thought when I had the Canon that the way it fit in my hands was great. I have medium-sized hands, but when I actually held this for the first time years ago, it just like, just the way it is right here. You've got, and just the dials, they just fit right in your thumb where your thumb is already at, and then up here in the front, you've got the dial that's just right there. It just, I don't know, but I took this out shooting. Here's some image samples, and these are all straight out of camera, JPEGs, like I normally do. You know, natural picture style. Man, I think if I put this against my K-70, which I'm shooting with, and put them side by side, I don't know if you could actually tell a difference. This camera has kind of stood the test of time. I think it's an excellent camera. If you have a relative or somebody that's getting into photography, this would be a fantastic gift for around $200, and it even has, with this kit lens is pretty good too as well. So it still has the same battery that it has on the K-70. Like not a lot has changed. If you put them side by side, I'll show you here. Look, they look, as far as ergonomics and stuff, they look pretty much the same. This doesn't have the tilt out screen, but this thing's great. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you'd like, and yeah, go, if you don't have one of these, go buy one. Especially in blue. This is cool. Thanks for watching.